I want to start this video with a quote from Luther in Mission Impossible, where he said, "Our lives are not determined by a single action. Our lives are the sum of the choices we make." It's true for me, it's true for you, and it's true for Charlie Kirk. And it's even true for all those raging, crazy, lunatic lefties who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I thought I had seen everything, but as always, as expected, without fail, the left keeps plunging to the depths of human depravity, human vulgarity. Now, I don't claim to be his biggest fan because I did not know much about him. I knew he was a massive conservative political commentator. I knew he was very influential, but he mainly spoke about American politics, an area that is outside my expertise and interest. But I knew of him. I even reacted to one of his videos that came out a couple of months ago, where he was interviewed by GB News, where he was talking about the dangers of Islam in Britain. And since his passing, I have seen some of his videos where he's talking about the dangers of Islam in America as well, which pissed off a lot of Muslims who also, by the way, are celebrating his death. And all these self-righteous people, all these virtue signaling people, let me remind you that these people claim to be the torchbearers of nonviolence, compassion, human civility, caring for others, yet they celebrate deaths of individuals whom they disagree with. Charlie Kirk was shot dead in cold blood in front of his young family. I've heard that his daughter was there as well. She's probably 3 or 4 years old. My daughter is 3 years old. That is a very critical age. I mean, he obviously was a good father. I've seen some of his videos. You can tell a lot about a man's character, how he is to his children, how he is to his wife. And looking at it, I think he was a loving father, loving husband. The way his daughter would run to him shows a lot about him. And that young daughter, I mean, I feel for her. She saw her father collapse right before her eyes. She must be asking her mother, "Where's daddy? When's daddy coming home?" She's at the age where she would understand something is wrong. And that's going to have deep psychological impact on her upbringing, on her psyche. I'm an atheist, but I really pray for her. Sometimes such horrible things happen, and we as humans are so helpless that we have to look to something. Now, as I said, I didn't know much about what Charlie Kirk believed in or what his views were. But since his death, people have uploaded his videos, uploaded his compromising videos where he is supposed to be acting like a misogynist, racist, homophobe. And I've looked at those videos. I think I should play some of those videos. I don't know whether these crazy, deranged lefties are willfully ignorant, outright dishonest, or simply plainly low IQ, dumbass, stupid people. I don't know which one it is. Frankly, it doesn't matter, because what matters is what you spew out. So these people are putting up Charlie Kirk's compromising, misogynistic, homophobic, racist videos. They are putting something in the caption, and underneath they are putting a video which is supposed to be saying what the caption says. But when you listen to that video, you're left scratching your head. You're asking yourself, that's not what he said, or that's clearly not what he meant. Yet, unashamedly, they share that in their own echo chamber. They perpetuate that. They repeat that lie over and over again. They spread it with each other. And then they dogmatically believe in it. For example, there were a lot of these pro-Palestinians were celebrating his death because they said, well, this is what was happening every single day in Palestine, and he celebrated their deaths. And they posted one of his videos. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I can't find that video now. If I find it later, I might plug it in.
So what Israel's doing isn't bad. Killing children isn't bad, is what you're saying?
Hold on a second, but you have to go instance by...
Is it or not?
Are they
no.
intentionally killing kids? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, they are not.
So
that is complete
why are there so many
BS.
dead kids? Why are you okay with dead babies?
Good question. Why are there dead kids? Do you think Israel sits around and they say, how do we kill more kids in Gaza today?
I mean, so why are they killing kids then?
Exactly. Let's think. Maybe it's because Hamas uses the kids as human shields on top of their military bases. Maybe that's why.
He clearly says he doesn't celebrate the deaths of ordinary Gazans, but he blames Hamas for their deaths. That's something that I have said as well. They tell me that I find joy out of seeing blown up bits of Gazan civilians and children, when I have never said anything like that, not even remotely close to that. I have always said that Hamas is responsible for these casualties. That's what I've always said. And that's exactly what Charlie Kirk said. But this tweet had a 1 million+ impression, and some lefty pro-Palestine blue-haired Wokistani had put that up as evidence against Charlie Kirk. But when you looked at the videos, he said no such things. Of course, it's abhorrent. It's atrocious that so many children, women, and innocent civilians are dying in Gaza. But he blamed Hamas for it. We are allowed to have that opinion. We don't have to take everything that they spoon feed us. We don't have to accept their narrative. But this is the funny world of the left that we live in. You either accept their narrative as it is, or you are a fascist, you're a misogynist, you're a Nazi, you're a racist. Oh, and then there's another group of people who are suffering from Israel derangement syndrome. No matter what happens, they always find the Israeli angle in it. People like, I always forget his name, that MMA fighter who is the worst of the worst, and Syrian girl. They're all peddling this conspiracy theory that Israel killed him. Why did they kill him? Because Charlie Kirk had started mildly criticizing Israel. Isn't that amazing? That Israel is going after those people who are predominantly pro-Israel, but sometimes they mildly criticize Israel. But at the same time, Israel is not killing those people like this Philip Jakes or whatever his name is, Dan Bilzerian, Syrian girl. Israel is not killing those people who are making a living out of spreading disinformation against Israel. These people are not smart. Again, as I said, I don't know if they are willful ignorant, outright dishonest, or just plainly stupid. But frankly, it doesn't matter because the damage is done. The courage and conviction they spread their bullshit with does its damage. And they know it works. It sells. I mean, just think about it for a moment. Israel is not killing those people who day in, day out spread hatred against Jews and Israelis, but Israel kills those people who mildly criticize Israel. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've mildly criticized Israel here and there. If I get killed, of course it's Israel. It's got nothing to do with Islamists. It's got nothing to do with these wokes. But it has to be Israel because I once mildly criticized Israel. This Israeli derangement syndrome is also a one of its kind. No matter what happens, anything that happens, Israel's behind it. Some guy said, I'm not going to name, but I heard from someone that Charlie Kirk believes that if he turns against Israel, then Israel's going to kill him. Yeah, sure. Very credible. What a credible piece of evidence that is. But what has that done? I'm sorry, I have to play some of these videos to you of these deranged, lefty, loony behavior. It might anger you, but that's not the purpose because I thought about this. I really thought about this. I asked myself, can I drop to that level? Now, I'm no saint. I say a lot of mean things to people who try to troll me. I say a lot of mean things. I sometimes cuss out. But violence is where I draw the line. Because if human life is not sacred, then what is? Because once you're dead, you're dead. There's nothing beyond human life. Yes, we want to live in a world where we care about the environment, we care about animals, but above all, humanity, human life is the most important thing. But the left has created the world where you can just laugh and mock people's death. So I asked myself, there are so many people that I don't like. There are many people that I don't like. I will make an exception for people like Osama bin Laden or Ismail Haniyeh or that other guy who died like a rat. Those militant warriors, terrorists, I draw a line. But normal people, people who say vile things online. Let's say Muhammad Hijab or Ali Jabba. Will I celebrate their deaths? I thought about this long and hard, and I said, I think I will be indifferent, but I will not make fun of them. I will think of their family members. I will put up a nice tweet. And I will even make myself think nicely of them, or at least not find joy in that. That says a lot about my moral compass. And that says a lot about the moral compass of the people that I'm about to show you. These people don't value human life. A difference of opinion is enough to warrant death. If this is not fascism, then what is? Let me show you some of these videos of these depraved people. Look at this woman. She's got 1 million followers. He was a father. I guess he's a deadbeat now.
You not, fuck you not. I use fighting words.
Seen enough. This guy, he debated with Charlie Kirk. And look at him. He said Charlie Kirk got shot. Let's fucking go. And he's won the presidency of Oxford Union. That's what's coming out of Oxford. That's what's coming out of Harvard and Cambridge. Western institutions were supposed to give us the next generation of thinkers, scientists, intellectuals, philosophers. But this is what we're getting. The future looks very bleak, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this guy.
Charlie Kirk, right here. Right here. Our mother is not surviving, and inshallah, he does not survive. My day just got 100% better. Rest in peace.
He's a Muslim. Look at this. They lie. Blatantly lie. He died saying something racist. That's fucking insane. He didn't. He was asked a question about gun violence. And he asked, do you include gang violence in that too, or just school shootings? What's racist about that? So we're not allowed to talk about African gang gun violence? Of course we're not, because if you talk about it, then it's racist. I don't talk about that. I've seen it. That video of that poor Ukrainian girl, that's going to haunt me for a very long time. I think I tweeted about it a few times. The look on her face of sheer terror. She escaped a war zone. She escaped Putin's bombs. She moved to America, hoping she'll be safe. And she was working at a pizza joint and coming home after a shift, wearing a hat, trousers, keeping a low profile, but she was colorblind. She sat in front of a deranged lunatic. By the way, the left has set up a GoFundMe for him. And the premise for setting up the GoFundMe was he was the victim of the system. They still idolize criminals. I don't know who said it. I think the quote has been attributed to Adam Smith, the father of capitalism. He said leniency to the criminal is injustice to the victim. The left is creating a truly messed up world. They have compassion for murderers, rapists, and pedophiles, but they have no compassion for their victims. The left-wing media did not talk about that poor Ukrainian girl, Irina, but they made a hero out of George Floyd, a career criminal, a drug addict. He was under the influence of fentanyl. Apparently, he died of fentanyl overdose. He didn't die because of the copper's knee on his neck, but they made him a hero, and they're demonizing Charlie Kirk, whether you like what he has to say or not. Oh, actually, I found something. I don't agree with his stance on abortion. I am pro-choice. There you go. Is that a reason enough for me to wish death upon him over such an issue? Yes, we're all passionate about our beliefs. We are all ideologues. Look at this. This is the worst video. Just look at them. Just listen to them.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
While just looking at it, I can tell should be a woke lunatic.
Yes, I did.
Oh, it's a him, maybe. Actually, I don't know. These days, you can't even tell.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Someone had to do it. The reason why we are not seeing more vigilante murders over political differences is because these people are a bunch of cowards, but they are counting on other people to do it. It's like those moderate Muslims who say, don't disrespect Islam because someone will kill you. And then deep down, they're counting on those extremists to kill you. 100%. This is a genuine sentiment amongst many moderate Muslims. They want that crazy lunatic Muslim to take care of you. I remember when Elon Musk was going hard at these lefties. I can't remember who it was. Maybe, I don't want to misidentify someone, but a lot of people, a lot of left-wing influential commentators were saying somebody's going to take him out.
On March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
Look at this. Look at this deranged behavior.
They got him in the net. They got him in
Why do they all look so retarded? Look at him. What is this?
the net. Shit whip. Like a fucking samurai film. Oh, good news. Good news, everyone. Good news.
One more. Look at this. Look at this clown.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
Look at this woman.
I have breaking news. We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah, ooh.
Do they not realize that the world that they're creating, it could happen to them? Forget about what's going to happen after we die. I mean, Charlie Kirk is not seeing any of this. He doesn't know any of this. And a lot of people are hurt. I know Charlie Kirk was a Christian, and a lot of you might be Christian, and you may believe that he's looking down on people, and he probably is focusing more on the people who are saddened by his death. But, you know, like these wokes are atheists mostly. I'm an atheist. Nothing could be more embarrassing than having your co-ideologues behave the way they are behaving. But these people, do they not understand that it can be them tomorrow? The world of violence that they are creating, they could fall victim to it. And I can tell you one thing. All these people that you saw, none of them know how to fight. Look at them. Scrawny arms, probably take drugs. They don't know how to fight. They don't even deserve our adversarial respect. I give that respect to Muslims. Because Muslims, they don't take drugs. They train, they work out, they're strong. These lefty woke lunatics, purple-haired, funny piercings all over their bodies, they don't know how to fight. But they're creating a very violent world. I have said it before that the West got too civilized for its own good. So the white people became civilized. These community service orders or lenient sentences, especially in Europe, they worked on white people because a white person does not want to go to jail even for 6 months. He doesn't want to have a criminal record. So most people are deterred by even lenient sentences. But we live in a very interconnected multicultural world now. America, yes, black problem. There's a black crime problem. Separate, obviously, that blew up in the last few decades since the civil rights movement. Charlie Kirk spoke about that too. And they were misquoting him on that as well. But again, not my war, not my cup of tea. I'm not going to go there. But these conservative commentators, what they're saying about black violence in America, if I was living in America, I would definitely be talking about it. And a lot of good-natured, smart, intelligent black people are also talking about it. George Floyd was not a hero. He was a drug addict, a career criminal. He failed to follow instructions that you and I will follow if we are pulled over by a police officer. I've been pulled over by coppers many times. I can also notice that the police officer who's pulling me over is going through a power trip. He's lecturing me over going 5Ks over the speed limit. But you don't fight a police officer. If a copper tells you to put your hands on the steering wheel, that's what you do. You comply. I'm not going to become a lesser human being if I follow instructions. Going back to Irina, that girl, she was colorblind. Apparently, she actually had a Black Lives Matter poster in her room. She was colorblind, and that cost her life. People say that it's racist when you see a black guy coming at you from the other side in a dark alley. And if you go to the other side of the street, that's racist. Stats don't lie. If my daughter did it, I'm not going to judge her. I'm sorry. If a woman clutches her bag a bit too tightly when she notices a black person has jumped in an elevator or in a dark alley, that's not racist. I'm sorry, stats don't lie. And I'll give you an example. Look at me. People who look like me have been responsible for 95% of terrorist attacks in the Western world in the last 20 years. Yeah? Fact. Not a lie. It's a fact. My ex-partner was Australian. Every time we used to go on a holiday, every time we are at an airport, my partner, she would just go through security and I will be pulled over for random security. You know what? Not a single time I was offended by it or took it personally. It wasn't personal. Stats don't lie. I would rather arrive at my destination than be let go out of fear of, oh, I'm going to be accused of racism. No, I don't care. Please check me. Please check me and check everyone who looks like me, because stats don't lie. People who look like me have done pretty nasty things. It's the same with if you see a middle-aged white man in Cambodia in a dodgy suburb, which is known for prostitution. A lot of middle-aged white men go to those places to live their pedophilic fantasies. That racial profiling is justified. So my good, decent black people, please do not take offense to it. Do not take it personally. I didn't take it personally. Again, as I said, I would rather arrive at my destination along with my family members alive than a security person not doing his job properly because he's scared of being accused of racism. We've actually seen the effects of it in Britain. A lot of British Pakistani men were not investigated properly because the police were afraid of being labeled as racist. It's on record. One more video. This was a perfect opportunity for the left to make a statement that this kind of behavior is not tolerated. We can disagree with Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, all we want. But violence is where we draw the line. Credit where credit's due. Tutia Kier, Obama, a lot of these people condemned it. But underneath, in the comment section, you can see how people are angry. People are angry. You know, I've been saying that there's going to be a civil war in Britain. Man, America is divided, if not more than just as much as Britain is divided. I think our entire Western world is falling apart internally. And think about it. Social media caused the fall of many authoritarian governments. The Arab Spring is a prime example. Libya, Egypt, Tunisia. And then some proto-democracies fell as well, like Sri Lanka, and now more recently Nepal. There was almost a revolution in Pakistan, almost a revolution in Iran, all thanks to social media. So it was only a matter of time when social media was going to hit strong Western democracies as well. I think it's already been established by Western intelligence agencies that Russia would exploit political differences. They will post inflammatory things from both sides. They don't care what side of the gender debate you're on. They don't care, but they will exploit both sides. The cracks that we had have been widened over the last couple of decades. So it was only a matter of time it was going to happen. The only people who do not react atrociously are the ones who are apolitical, are the ones who are disconnected from social media. For example, my parents' generation, they don't watch it. And seriously, test it. Look around you. Every person who is not on social media is going to behave decently. They're going to hear about Charlie Kirk. They're going to say, oh, he got shot in front of his children? That's horrible. If you told them that these were his views on abortion or civil rights, even if they do not agree with him, they're not going to behave like most people behave. I think social media has created a lot of ideologues. And human beings are simple creatures. The only currency that we actually understand is strength. And as long as strength lies in the hands of the good guys, the society can have order. But this strength is being diluted. We live in a world where our judges are showing more compassion to murderers and rapists than to the victims, all in the name of compassion. As a result, it is creating a world that is more violent, that is more resentful, a world which will incentivize people who will take matters of their own security in their own hands. What does that mean? That means anarchy. And it is being done by the people who claim to be compassionate. All these woke judges, they let go of rapists. Let me show you something. Police let 45 men who admitted that they confessed rape walk away with a caution. Over 1,500 adults cautioned for sexual assault. What about all these women? Their lives are ruined, destroyed. They don't trust men anymore. They don't have a healthy relationship with sex. They may never have kids. They may never trust men again. All in the name of compassion for the bad guys. All of this is creating a very brutal world, a medieval level brutal world. Soon people will be demanding torture before capital punishment. I used to be anti-capital punishment. I am very pro-capital punishment now. Very pro. In Utah, where Charlie Kirk was murdered, they have death sentence. Hearing that from the governor, it brought me some joy. So going back to the left using this as an opportunity to condemn political violence, the conservatives of the European Parliament, they asked for a 1-minute silence in honor of Charlie Kirk. This is what they did.
Madam President, dear colleagues, the murder of political activist Charlie Kirk, a husband, loving father, and patriot, has shocked the world. We must strongly condemn political violence and rhetoric that incites violence.
Got to remember, this is the key point. Political violence, forget about it. It's a conservative political commentator. It could have been a left-wing political commentator.
Please stand with me in reflection and prayer in his honor, and I yield the rest of my time for a moment of silence.
Herr Kollege Weimers, wir haben abgesprochen und Sie wissen, dass die Präsidentin hat eine Schweigeminute abgelehnt. Wir fahren daher fort. Wir kommen zum Bericht von Herrn Stefano Bonaccini. Die Präsidentin hat die Schweigeminute abgelehnt. Bericht von Herrn Stefano Bonaccini zur Zusammenarbeit zwischen Durchsetzungsbehörden im Hinblick auf unlautere Handelspraktiken in der Agrar- und Lebensmittelversorgungskette. Abstimmung, Eintritt in die interinstitutionellen Verhandlungen. Wer ist dafür?
Debunking.
Wer ist dagegen?
We're not the same. Because when George Floyd was murdered, the same European Parliament did observe a minute's silence. And the conservative people of that time, they did not object to it. They did not oppose it. That again, that says a lot about the moral compass that is guiding the behavior of the conservatives and the moral compass that is guiding the behavior of these woke lefty lunatics. We're not the same. I think this is going to create a very brutal world. I don't know. I think we've been spoiled by what the Europeans call peace dividends. We've been spoiled by 3 generations of no war. Most veterans from World War II have died. Most people in the West have not seen war. And Americans are probably even more spoiled by a lack of war because no war has reached their shores. You have to go as far back as the 19th century, the Civil War. This idea that we are civilized people and we should just be more and more compassionate. Human beings have shown that human beings do not respond to compassion alone. At the end of the day, we're still very basic humans. We are driven by very simple emotions: love, anger, jealousy, hunger. As they say, anarchy is only 3 dinners away. I don't care how civilized you think you are. If you go hungry for 4 or 5 days, or even you have kids who've gone hungry for 2 or 3 days and there's no food, the grocery shops are empty, you will see the animal that's going to come out of all of us. This virtue signaling that the left keeps on doing in the name of compassion and empathy. And in the process, they're becoming more and more violent. They think that it's a one-way road. This could prove to be a pivotal moment in American history. And it won't just be confined to American history because we are all interconnected. What's happening in Britain, people in America are very closely watching. And what's going to happen in America, the reverberations will be felt at least in the rest of the Western world. And it ain't going to be pretty. There was a left-wing lawmaker in Minnesota, Melissa Hortman, and her husband were also shot and killed in their home. And another Democratic lawmaker, John Hoffman, and his wife were also shot but survived. Governor Tim Walz called the attacks politically motivated. That's wrong too. That's equally wrong. What kind of a world are we creating? I'm certain we're creating a more brutal world. The world of the coming decades is going to be a lot more violent, but there is a way out. A lot of people say that AI might destroy us. Maybe that's a good thing. AI will have many reasons to end humanity. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I can sense that we are not headed towards a bright future. Tough times ahead. Charlie Kirk, I don't know much about you, but as much as I have found out about you, there's not much that I disagree with you on, except for your stance on abortion. Everything else, not much. I don't disagree with much. But above all, I feel awful for your young family. I feel awful for your daughter and for your young son and your wife. You did not deserve to go that way. And the people who are laughing at your demise are lowlives. I just don't know how depraved is this way of thinking. I can't wrap my head around it. As I said, if this happened to the people that I dislike, I don't think I would behave like that. I would be so embarrassed. My mother will slap me for behaving like that. And again, I'm not virtue signaling at all. I fully understand my online behavior as well. As I said, I troll people, I cuss them out. But violence is where I draw the line. Rest in peace, Charlie.